My name is Adrian. I am the course author. I studied psychology before going on to work in education. I first saw a UFO with my dad when I was around 8 years old. I was camping with my dad, who is ex-Special Forces. He had shown me the constellations, military and commercial aircraft and satellites. He pointed to a white triangle in the sky and said, "What do you think that is?" I watched it accelerate instantaneously to incredible speeds and then decelerate to a complete stop. It moved in grid-like patterns across the sky. I looked at it through my binoculars, then through his. It looked like a white, glowing triangle. After around 90 seconds, it disappeared, presumably straight up. I don't remember ever speaking about the incident again. I went on to see more lights in the sky, once in Kenya as I watched the stars during a safari and later in the Philippines, where I saw a disc-shaped craft changing colors rapidly. I became more and more interested in the topic of UFOs and studied every report I could find. A few years ago I stood at the back door and watched a 1-meter wide, seamless, brushed metal lenticular craft silently move over the rooftops. It had a dome on the top which was spinning slowly. The dome had a hole on opposite sides, allowing me to see the sky on the other side each time it spun. The craft hovered for a moment around 20 meters from the ground, before moving off over the hills behind my house. In 2023, I joined a not-for-profit foundation with the goal of supporting people to come to terms with the ontological shock of the presence of NHI. I wanted to use my knowledge of psychology, education, and the UFO topic to help the public adjust to what I believed was an impending disclosure of the phenomenon. In 2024, I suggested the development of a self-help program that would use acceptance and commitment therapy as the modality to enhance psychological flexibility and soften the blow of this shocking news. Shortly after, whilst I was in a deep meditative state, I felt what some people have described as a download. For me, I felt an overwhelming drive to wake from my relaxed state, open my laptop and begin setting out the foundations of this course. The program was exclusively designed for members of the public naive to the phenomenon. In mid-November 2024, orbs began being reported as drones across the UK and later on the American East Coast. I felt increasingly anxious about the news, fearing that this wave of UFOs represented the beginning of a disclosure process forcibly led by the NHI. I was worried about how the public would react and fearful for the safety of my family. My normal, healthy routines fell away and I stopped looking after myself. I spent more and more time following news. In December 2024, I finally sat back down and began editing the last 3 modules of this course. Instead of focusing exclusively on acceptance and commitment therapy techniques, the emphasis moved over to recognizing and developing latent psi skills and contact modalities. When this was done, all my anxiety drifted away. I stopped doom scrolling. I returned to the routines that kept my mind and body healthy and felt back in balance. This course is being released early in 2025 in the hope that I can share my learning with others on a similar journey. You are at the cutting edge of a shift in consciousness. In engaging with this course, you are preparing yourself for embracing a phenomenon. I hope that you will take some of the learning you gather and gently share it with others. They will need your bravery, stoicism, and pioneering approach to help lead the way in a world that is about to get very, very strange.